is KION News Channel 546 at 5.
Thanks so much for being here for KION News at 5, everyone. I'm Taryn Mitchell. Well, very heavy rains are currently hitting the Central Coast, prompting evacuations in parts of Santa Cruz County that are at risk of being damaged by debris flow from the CZU Lightning Complex burn. Here's a look at the areas that are currently under evacuation orders. People had until 8 o'clock this morning to pack their bags and leave. Yesterday, deputies with the Santa Cruz Sheriff's Office went door to door, informing these individuals of the evacuations. This interactive map, which allows you to input your address to see if you are under an evacuation order or a warning. This can be found on our website, KION546.com. 2 evacuation centers have been set up in Felton if you need a place to go, as they are at the San Lorenzo Valley High School and San Lorenzo Valley Middle School. Intake for the shelters will be at the San Lorenzo Valley Elementary School parking lot. RV parking is also available. KION Stephanie Aceves joins us live this evening at the San Lorenzo Valley High in Felton. Well, Stephanie, you've been out today speaking with evacuees. Tell us what you know.
Hey, Taryn. When I first arrived at San Lorenzo Valley High School, the rain was light, but as the day has progressed, more and more rain has poured down. But the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office is warning people to heed their warnings.
Pray for the ones who lost their homes or going to or not, because I don't want to go towards that, and hope for the best for them.
Concerns over debris flow in and near the CZU fire burn scar due to a rainstorm have prompted local authorities to order evacuations for those living in the San Lorenzo Valley. One resident came out to an evacuation meeting point at San Lorenzo High School to spend the night.
People losing their homes and stuff, though, of the trees and stuff, and the mountain sliding with the debris and stuff, though, and they could be sleeping, and not be aware of it.
Authorities say this is just the beginning of this storm, as the heaviest rains in Santa Cruz are forecasted from this evening until tomorrow morning, according to the National Weather Service.
Later this afternoon, coupled with the high winds, creates a increased likelihood or a high likelihood of landslides, debris flow. And really our big concern there is obviously houses that are in those low-lying areas.
San Lorenzo Valley Junior and High School are currently serving as shelter for evacuees, opening at 8 a.m. on Sunday. So far, the shelter hasn't seen much foot traffic, just one person checking in and a few people parking their RVs.
People are making those decisions, trying to go live with their families, friends, taking hotels and things. And we also have a pretty experienced population up here in the valley, so they're pretty good about being prepared for these kind of things. And despite being the warnings, a lot of people will hunker down in their own homes.
The sheriff's office tells me there is an increase in winds throughout the day, which could make a weather event like this more dangerous for Central Coast residents.
I think our big message for us is that we just urge people that are in those evacuation order zones to get out of the area. We don't want people in those zones because it's not safe.
For more information and updates on this storm, just click on the story link on KION546.com. In Felton, Stephanie Aceves, KION News Channel 546.
All right, thank you so much, Stephanie. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca, who's been tracking the storm. Good evening, Dan.
Hey there, Taryn. Most of the rain has been stuck in Santa Cruz County and maybe to some extent the mountains of Monterey County. The wind is something most of us have felt, especially near the coast today. We do have some wind wind damage reports on the peninsula and in Santa Cruz County today. Various reports of trees and power lines down, a few power outages here or there. And the wind's still actually picking up at the moment, getting stronger. Right now, these are sustained winds, 26 miles per hour in Salinas, 21 in Watsonville, Monterey. I have seen wind gusts of 50 miles per hour on the Big Sur coast. We've seen wind gusts of 45 miles per hour just on the coast right in Santa Cruz itself, and a 75 mile per hour wind gust up at Mount Umunum in the Santa Cruz Mountains. So there are some serious winds here, and a reminder that wind advisory does last until overnight tonight, or last until late this evening for all of our viewing area, with gusty winds expected with some gusts up to 60 miles per hour. We already saw one above that in the Santa Santa Cruz Mountains. The potential for additional blowing debris, down trees, power outages, that could mean blocked roadways, property damage again. So it's not a good night to be on the roads, especially up in the Santa Cruz Mountains or out over the water as well. Gale warnings remain in effect tonight as well, with those strong gusty winds on top of high seas. Now, as you look at the bigger picture, the cold front starting to get closer to us. It did stall a bit to our north, so the rain's a little bit behind schedule, but we're already above forecast totals in the Santa Cruz Mountains. So it is going to be a very wet night across Santa Cruz County and the rest of the viewing area. Find out when this, we're going to actually just take you hour by hour through this cold frontal passage and the full forecast coming up.
Thanks so much, Dan. The severe weather has caused numerous power outages throughout our viewing area this evening. Here's a PG&E interactive outage map for our area. If you are interested, go ahead and click on the dots to see how many people are affected by any given outage and when the utility plans to restore that power. This map can be found by visiting our website, KION546.com, or by visiting pgne.com. And not only has the weather caused power outages, it has also led to quite a few road closures today. Here's an interactive map you can see right on your screen of all the current road closures in Santa Cruz County. You can also click on the various icons like the little red emergency storm cloud. There you can learn more about the closures. This map is also available on our website. And be sure to be careful out there if you're driving this evening, folks. CAL FIRE CZU says that first responders have been dispatched to numerous accidents on Highway 17 today. And the DCHP confirms that at least one car had a tree fall on top of it, leaving passengers with minor injuries. Turning our attention to coronavirus coverage this evening, 28 million children between the ages of 5 and 11 may soon be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as next week. But first, the FDA and the CDC must sign off on this. An FDA advisory committee is scheduled to meet Tuesday to discuss whether to recommend authorization for the Pfizer vaccine for kids 5 to 11. Well, kids make up about a quarter of all COVID-19 cases across the nation. If the FDA and the CDC authorize the vaccine, then kids ages 5 to 11 could potentially be fully vaccinated by the winter holidays. And back here on the Central Coast, Hartnell College is now requiring all students to prove that they're fully vaccinated by December 10th. The college says they are considering requests for medical and religious exemptions. The school also added the deadline does not affect the students' ability to complete the fall semester. Details about how employee vaccine requirements will be implemented have not yet been decided. And we are just 1 week away from Halloween, one of the spookiest and most fun holidays of the year. Lucky for us, the Santa Cruz County Department of Public Health has some tips and tricks for you to celebrate safely. The department recommends that you wear a face mask at all times while trick-or-treating or even if you attend a party. And notes that masks that are part of your costume, those do not count and won't necessarily even protect you from people around you from the virus. The department also recommends that you gather outdoors in fairly small groups and to stay home if you feel sick or were exposed to someone with COVID-19. As the holidays approach us, catering businesses are preparing for their busiest time of the year. Our very own Max Tarleton has more on supply chain issues that are causing concern despite the fact that it's not even November in today's edition of Message Max.
This is already happening and we're still a month out from Thanksgiving. Now there's concern about what will happen when holiday events pick up. Families are getting together, heading to restaurants, or ordering in for the holidays. Some catering companies in California say it's been hard to find some of the basic supplies needed to keep their businesses running. Some of their storage shelves are starting to go bare.
This is all we have right now.
In an average month, they use about 800 of these foil cooking pans. How many do they have now?
We don't have any right now, but they're coming in supposedly tomorrow.
It's a promise Lisa says she's heard before, and still new supplies have often gone unfilled.
We are letting our customers know that supplies are limited. We will do our best and we'll give them information as we get that.
Customers seem open to the last-minute changes from caterers, just as long as there's good communication.
As long as they told me up front, I would understand. When you go somewhere, you want to get treated right, but I can understand what's going on.
It's going to be a problem this year.
It's going to affect all of us.
For now, business owners are forced to do what they can to keep their customers happy. If you have a question or a concern, send me a message at KION546.com. Max Tarleton, KION News Channel 546.
President Joe Biden is spending the weekend trying to unite moderate and progressive Democrats on his multi-trillion-dollar social and environmental spending plans. Tom Hansen reports from New York.
Trying to break an impasse, President Biden hosted budget talks Sunday at his home in Delaware with two key Democratic senators, West Virginia's Joe Manchin and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she's waiting for the Senate to finish discussions on the framework and expects a spending plan to be introduced as early as Monday.
We just have some of the last decisions to be made. It is less than we had was projected to begin with, but it's still bigger than anything we have ever done in terms of addressing the needs of America's working families.
Manchin and fellow moderate Democrat Kyrsten Sinema want to reduce the spending and tax initiatives package from the initial price tag of $3.5 trillion. Efforts to expand Medicare coverage, child care assistance, and college aid are expected to face cuts. And so is President Biden's clean energy proposal, just ahead of his trip next month to Scotland for the UN Climate Change Summit.
The president needs the reconciliation agreement to go to Glasgow. That's what is going to deal with climate change. That's what's going to hit his goals of 50% reduction by 2030. I'm confident we will have an agreement.
President Biden's initial proposal calls for penalties on electric utilities that miss clean energy targets and rewards for those that meet them. Manchin, who chairs the Senate Energy Committee and is a proponent of his state's coal industry, is raising strong objections. Tom Hansen, CBS News.
Coming up, Chief Meteorologist Dan Siaco will have more on the storm and a look at those conditions we can expect for the week. Plus, a dance group based out of San Jose is pushing boundaries and is giving members of the LGBTQ+ community a place to express themselves.